If you guys are tuning in, I want to thank you guys for being here and exploring this journey with us. But you guys can check us out every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I told you guys something's just off. Even my intro did not even. Oh my goodness, my intro did not intro right, but it's okay though. Hey guys, welcome to the Lauren Hour podcast with the Lord Denon. And my co-host Dash. We got some special guests tonight. We're about to get into these topics. I'm excited to have you guys here, Mr. Hectic Desire. Thank you for coming tonight.
No problem.
And one of my favorite cousins, who troublemaker, my troublemaking cousin, Kevin. Hey Kevin.
Let me call you by your real nickname.
Ooh.
All right then. Sit back. Relax.
Trouble. Trouble.
About to turn up.
No. The one I call you. What I call you.
Oh, no, wait. Go ahead, because I didn't forget.
Piggy.
Lord.
Or you want me to call you by your government? I can do that too.
Yeah. Don't call me by my government. Don't call me by my government. No, for those who don't know, my nickname is Piggy, aka Miss Piggy. Because I've been that girl. I've been bossy, been bossed up since a very wee age. For real. But guys, I am so excited to be here tonight. We're missing a few people. To be honest, guys, it really feels odd not having B-Vaz here and not having Shaka. Since B-Vaz been out on sabbatical, I've been feeling a little bit lost because that is my better half, and I've been having to do this without my better half, and it's been like, damn.
I thought that was your better half. Wait a minute.
You my ghetto half.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We gotta equal each other out.
I'll take that.
Right. So tonight's podcast, guys, I really want to get into the topic of self-hate and self-love. And I had shared a post like a couple of days ago on my page, and I said, I am now happy with who I am. And I used to hate I used to hate trying to be me. And let me figure out how to explain this. Okay, so it took for me to become a 30-something-year-old woman to finally embrace who I am, personality-wise, body-wise, because I've always hated that I was different from the rest of my family and even my siblings. So right now I am actually truly embracing myself. And so when I thought about that, I said, I wonder how many other people walk through life not really liking their authentic self. Anybody ever felt that way before? Gotta be honest.
I mean, like when I would say when I was younger. Well, not like young, but like that child
Middle school,
to like
maybe middle school.
Teenage, yeah. Because it's like, I mean, I went to school with a lot of
Middle
white people.
school,
So
high school.
Yeah. And it's like I went to school with a lot of white people, so it's like, they perceive one thing and I'm just like, I felt like I was inferior, but it's like once it was instilled in my head more, like it don't matter, black, white, whatever, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that, it kind of made me love myself more. And I'm like, okay, so.
Okay. So I want to say I feel a little bit insecure right now. Like, dang, it took me 30 to realize I like my voice. Like, no, for the longest, I used to hate my voice. I thought I sounded weird. I was always told I sounded white. So I hated my voice. I hated my personality because I was always the girl who wanted to watch anime. I wanted to be emo, and growing up on the south side of Youngstown, that did not fit. It did not fit right. So I kind of always stripped that away from myself, and I always tried to put on the hood mentality or act tough so that I could fit into my surroundings. And I actually came out of my shell kind of doing this podcast of being who I truly am. So yeah, dang, I got some mental issues, huh?
I used to be the same way too with people telling me, they're like, you sound, they say you sound like a white girl. I tell people now when they say I sound like a white girl, I'll tell them they sound uneducated, and then they get mad, and that's just, so, but it's like, I can't help that I pronunciate and
do you feel that you got that more from other black people versus white people?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely.
Because that's all I've heard it from was from other, black people.
Yeah, I think I probably heard it from maybe like one white person, but it was like, I mean, they were white, but they was like they grew up around black people, so it's kind of, those ones are a little bit different. That's like a different version of white to me.
Right. But that's the thing though, and that's so crazy because that played into my insecurities all the way until I was grown, because it did come from my community, and I always felt like I wasn't black enough, I know this sounds really bad, but like when I don't really go to hood bars because I don't feel comfortable. Like I don't feel like I fit in. Does that sound bad?
No, I mean that's normal. So.
I ain't trying to get shot up.
I don't want to get shot and stabbed either. So
But then it's like I don't even like to go into like the white bars per se either, because it's like they might be looking at you a type of way. It's like wherever you go, you not go, whether you're in a black bar, whether you're in a white bar, you still gonna feel like you're not supposed to be there. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I've never really felt that way in a white bar. I used to go to Mickey's on Market Street, and like the white guys there, they were so cool. The white girls were cool. They wanted to dance with you. I mean, even though there was no rhythm at all off beat, I've been on the dance floor like, trying to get it in.
You had a vibe the whole time though, but you got the vibe. They get along. Everyone gets along with you. That's what it is. You got that vibe.
Right. But it could also as well be in the certain areas that you're in, because I've been to like black clubs in like Ohio or in another state, and I felt like I'm out of place. But then I go to a hole in the wall bar here in Atlanta, and I feel like I'm at home. So maybe it could be, because Atlanta's so pro-black anyway. So it's like it.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys this. So you said you did have insecurities. What were your insecurities, whether it been in high school or junior high, and how did you overcome them insecurities? Like, what made you realize that this was a issue for you and you needed to dominate it in order for you to rise above and be your beautiful self? Hectic, go ahead. Let me start with you. Go ahead, and then Kevin, you can answer.
Well, I didn't really have too many insecurities. Of course, by doing what I do, either you do it or you don't. You know what I mean? So, but I will say that once you do mature mentally and spiritually and all that, your mind you kind of get over certain things. You kind of get over certain way people may perceive you or look at you, and you have to also teach yourself that. Someone said it best. Dave Chappelle said it best the other day. I was listening to Killer Mike album. He said, "No one ever said to be perfect. Just be the best you." You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the problem. We get bombarded by what the ideal of perfection is, and no one's perfect. You know what I mean? Even some models that you see, you be like, "Oh, she's a certified 10." Got moles all on her back. You know what I mean? There's something about her that's not perfect. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's the biggest thing. Even for me, when I do photography and certain girls ask for a certain way to look, and I try to tell them, be the best you, because you never know what story that you may be presenting to someone else who may have a net insecurity, and you might be building them up by you walking the path that you're walking.
Oh, Hector, I love that. That's the message that I want to get out there to the people. I love that. That was deep. Kevin, go ahead. And then Hector, I got some questions for you.
Weight has always been my issue, always been my sore thumb. I fluctuate. Like this time I lost 70, trying to lose another 50. But it's like controlling, like getting up at 2:00 in the morning, going to get pizza right before they close, getting a big old pizza, 2 liter of this, drinking, watching Netflix, and just sitting there versus, hey, let's go to the gym instead, put the headphones on, and go to town. And that's what I do now. You got to flip it, and I learned how to flip it. And I looked in the room like, oh, okay. Hey, I'm actually got a little, but it's not flapping everywhere. We're working today. Let's get this done. So, it's just weight. It's always been weight. Most people don't know it. That's why I always wear baggy clothes when I come home. That's the reason. I'm always like, ooh, please don't. And if people tell me, like, don't touch me, I'm good.
Right. That's a big thing for me too. Don't touch me. Like,
Yeah, don't
really.
touch
I just don't know where
Yeah.
I mean, I feel you on that. I don't know where Bay's hands could have been at. Like, you could have been scratching your ass and then you touched me. Like,
I mean, no, facts though. Like, I'll be watching people at the red light just all up in there, like, and I'm just looking at them like, don't you know I can see you? You don't got and then they're gonna be the same people who try to shake your hand at the Publix. You know what I'm saying? No, sir. We're not doing that.
I'm a that person.
Especially, you'd be surprised how many people don't wash their hands after the bathroom.
I observe it all the time, and it shocks me because I be looking at these women like, sis, you know, we got vaginas. We actually have to go down there and dig. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got some pee on your hands.
Hopefully. Say hopefully. Some girls don't know that.
What? I mean, but we learned that in kindergarten.
Education. Some girls don't get that education.
Really don't know that. Like,
some don't know that. Trust me, I know somebody don't know that sometimes.
Yeah. Lord.
Like, you're supposed to do it. Like, even for me, because I have long nails, it's like if I do something like you know, when I wipe, like I gotta literally wash and scrub and get all under my nails and everything, because it's like that's the sanitary.
I got a weird habit, y'all. I be smelling my fingers. Like, I gotta make sure, like, you ever just be sitting there and you just smell your hands like,
oh, it's a little
I need to go wash my hands.
I do that for other reasons.
Like that. I was weird. She. Welcome, Shaka. Welcome. So I'm gonna ask this question for Shaka, and then I'm gonna send some positivity, and then I'm gonna move it along. Shaka, is there anything currently in your life that you're insecure about, or that you don't like about yourself? And if so, how did you overcome that?
Oh shit, you swinging straight for the fence, huh?
Yeah. First thing.
Answer the question.
Something about me. I have stretch marks.
You have what?
I have stretch marks.
You better get some cocoa butter and rub them on them shits.
Oh really? You're insecure about that? Oh.
Yeah, I have stretch marks. I won't take my shirt off to save my life. Not during sex, not during nothing. I shower blindfolded with the lights out.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
I'm sorry, beautiful thing. I got them too, and I have the bras, the pants.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, everybody has them.
Yeah,
exactly. Everyone does.
Yo, to me, it shit kind of made me feel bitchy because like. Women have them. Y'all have them in the appropriate areas. Y'all give life in y'all midsection. Y'all get your titties sucked on by babies and by niggas. Like they supposed to be there. Those are feminine.
But who made you think that that's just a woman thing? And that's another thing. I think that the reason why we all beat up on ourselves, because society says that certain things and certain issues are meant for one gender when it isn't. You know, I can't talk today, but you know,
physiologically, I can't say either.
Physiologically, yeah, physiologically.
No, anyways, I see it on bodybuilders and NBA players. Like I see it, but to me, I just don't like it. So
when I see a stretch mark on a man, it just tempts me to go ahead and just lick it like a scoop of ice cream. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
You don't want that to be with a whole basic outfit on at a pool, like.
I have a white t-shirt at the pool.
You might as well stay at home.
In the moment of passion, I will have a shirt on or a tank top. Yeah, I don't do any of that shit.
But you know what? I used to have body issues.
One person has seen me naked in my entire life.
Damn.
I'm sorry for you for that. I hate that for you.
Say what?
Was that your mom? Like, is that it? Like,
well, probably. Okay, so one other person. Excuse me.
Thank you. So you got to be specific because your mama came out the womb. So, because I know you went in the womb with a onesie on. So
no, one other person. Excuse me.
Good job. Thank you.
I hate that for you. I'm so sorry. But I used to have insecurities about my tummy, like, because it's, I went from having a bad chick body, flat stomach, all of that, and then having children, and then now I have a fufa. But last year I realized it's my fufa, it's there. Is my stomach is pretty, is a pretty color. My stretch marks ain't so bad where it makes people like, ah. And I said, you know what, this is my body. If they don't like it, they don't have to fucking look at it. And that's where I'm at in my life. It's just, I think I've hit the age of fuck it. And I think that a lot of people need to get there sooner than later, because it took me too long to get to the point of fuck it. Because when you live your life worried about what others think and how they feel about you, you're going to miss out on so many opportunities. And that's why I felt like it was so important for me to touch on this subject, because imagine how many people right now are missing out on their blessings or missing out on their greater because they're holding themselves back on the basis of being judged by someone who probably don't have a pot to piss in, And that's where I'm at in life. Like, I don't even care what the next person has to say about me anymore. Laura's going to do a Laura, and I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. Only person going to judge me is God. And when I get in front of him, then it is what it is. But then one of you hoes or men are going to judge me. Say that shit for your mama.
Ooh, language.
Sorry. I did say I was going to get. See, that's that bipolar in me. That's that gray coming out of me. You know what I'm saying? Say one thing one moment, and the next moment I be like, "Fuck you, your mama, your daddy, you know what I'm saying? You already know how I get down." But let me move on from that. So let me put this on a positive note. Love who you are. If you do have something that you don't like about yourself, it's okay to address it. Address it in a timely manner when you feel like it's time for you to address it. Don't let someone else peer pressure you into doing something that you're not ready for. Because I see out here, a lot of people out here getting surgeries or out here harming themselves because society says they need to look a certain way. And, I hate to bring this up. Rest in peace, Miss Jackie. But I can't say why she needed a mommy makeover, because in my eyes, her body was beautiful, but there had to be someone who was telling her, no, it's not.
So I was watching something on TikTok. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was watching them on TikTok where they were saying that the reason why she wanted to get the mommy makeover was, I guess, because DC wasn't like, he would tell her like, oh, I hate your boobs, I hate your body, blah, blah, blah. So like, I don't know if it was something that he said to her like every day, numerous times a day, that made her think that. But
let's say allegedly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, allegedly, because I wasn't there. So, but allegedly, that's what he told her.
Personally, I feel it's bullshit.
Tell us why.
Because like I said, I deal with a lot of, women, I deal with a lot of men, and I've yet to really ever, and this is just me, ever hear a man be like, hey, you need to go get surgery. I've never heard that. I always hear it from women, and then when the men say, well, baby girl, why you gonna go get surgery? Like, you're perfect now. It's my body. I do what I want. You be like,
I think you heard.
You know
That's
what I mean?
a fact. I've experienced it.
I've never heard a man be like, you know what? Your left titty's shorter than the other one. You need to go ahead and get that. I've never heard that.
Putting that stuff out.
Yeah. So, but I'm so sick and tired of women spinning this narrative that men are out here pushing this false sense of beauty, and it's not even us.
But there are some men that are like that, though. There are some men that's like, you got to be a certain like figure and like certain stuff like that.
True.
So, I mean, there's a lot of them out there, but they are out there.
Some men want their women to be tight, whatever. Cool. But they tell you that at jump. A lot of those dudes tell you that
definitely.
I can
agree. You know what I mean? It's not once you bear kids. It's not after years. Then they be like, you know what? That body you used to have 10 years ago, I need that back.
Nah.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that, Hector. But in Jazz, to disagree with you, I think that all the self-hate has been coming from women. I think all the hate women 100%. Build that onto each other.
I definitely agree with that, because females hate on other females the most. Like, they always say, oh, we're supposed to build our sisters up, we're supposed to build our ladies up. But then as soon as you do something or look nice or something like that, they're like, oh, look at her.
Yeah.
Right. She ain't got no edges.
Trust me, when I post pictures of certain girls, I have more girls that would be like, I I ain't like her. She don't got no ass or blah blah blah. They will zoom in and be like, ooh, see that pimple right there under her eye? And you'd be like, you saw that? Like you had to zoom in to look at that.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
and then you know what they do? They pass that along to the men that they're around, and they feed that into the men. And that's how men start picking up on the cues of, oh no, my girl said you should look like this and this and this and that, because a woman planted that in his head. And so now, oh, that's unfortunate. So now men are getting on the bandwagon of, I want you to have a certain type of posterior or certain type of breast, because men down here is like this. It's this one place, I ain't gonna name it. But it's like a dessert bar. Every server in there has a breast job. And I was sitting there like, how you get a breast job? She told me, oh, the customers pay for it. Like the men come in there and tell them, oh, I like you, but you should enhance this. And they will pay for that for them. I mean, you know, this is Charlotte. So that's how it goes down. But Hectic, I got some questions for you, boo. Hectic Desire.
Wait, who said something about titties?
Desire. So for you guys,
sorry, never mind.
I said I hate fake titties.
I mean,
I hate them with a passion.
I mean, what's wrong? Okay.
I mean,
but why?
They don't feel.
Texture is not the same.
They're not the same. They don't feel the same.
I don't know, because my cousin got her titties done, and when I felt them, they felt real natural. So
they don't move. They don't move.
And you have a risk of losing feeling too. So
I don't know.
Men have there's a risk of them not being able to satisfy a woman who has lost sensitivity in her nipple area. So that's not fun for men, because men like to, you know, they like to stimulate women.
Right.
You know, that's the fun part, building her up and then taking her down.
The nipple, you know, stimulate the, you know. So that's my thing. Let me shut up. I'm sorry.
Okay, so for y'all who don't know, my friend Hectic, go ahead and introduce yourself properly, please.
So my name's Hectic from Hectic Desires. My job includes the adult entertainment, photography, videography, talent, producer, the whole nine.
Yeah, so if you guys are a fan of Pornhub, he does have some bodies of work on Pornhub, but you know what I'm saying? I was checking them out last night, and I was just like, "Oh shit, Hectic! I see you, brother."
Well, let me go ahead and head on over to Pornhub then.
Wait a minute. Have you worked with like stars that we would know?
Yeah. One of my best friends is Go Fuck Me. I just got off the phone with her not too long ago.
Never heard of her.
I don't know who she is. So.
You know?
I know about the old school ones like Pinky and Cherry.
I'm about to say, these dudes know about that. They know about people from the 80s and 90s.
What's his face? Mr. What's his name?
Mr. Marcus.
There you go.
Mr. Marcus all the time.
Tell him I said. Let me quit.
She said, Eric. Patient Eric.
I'm sorry.
So you know what, Hector? I want to ask you, what gave you the courage to be able to work in the adult film industry? And did you have any reservations when you first got into the industry?
Oh, 100%. So I started off by photography first. And I started that like 2017, 2018. And I didn't get into porn until 2019. So I had mad reservations. Of course, you always think of the normal. What will this person think? What would that person think? What would this do? What would that do? How could this jeopardize me long term versus short term? It wasn't until 2019 that I realized like no one pays my bills but me. So
that part.
Definitely.
You know, has it been hard in certain aspects of my life? A little bit, but not enough that I'm like, oh my God, I regret doing what I've done. You know what I mean? Or regret doing what I do. You know?
So can I ask a question?
I definitely have a question that's hilarious.
Well, mine is like more like from what he just said, like where you said it was like hard and like whatnot. Was it like like, was it like family or like friends that was like giving you pushback saying, oh, you shouldn't be in this field, or okay?
No,
like,
no one's. The crazy thing is no one. Okay, so I also was in the military and all that. So all my military brothers, they knew, and they're like, bro, yeah, you know what I mean. My family's never came to me like directly. I think my mom tried to hint at me one time, but it was an inappropriate situation. It had other people involved around that I didn't want them to specifically know what was the situation. Yeah. So I kind of looked at her and she kind of stopped. Because my mom, I don't know, she just doesn't think about stuff. She just blurt stuff out. And then,
as moms do.
Yeah, my mom does that too.
But no one.
Definitely.
Actually, Alora, you had left, but like me and a couple other people ended up talking, and I was telling the story of my goddaughter. I have a goddaughter that's like in her early 20s, and I remember I was coming back from a shoot. I was like, "Hey, baby girl, when I come back from the shoot, I'm gonna pick you up. We're gonna go and eat because we haven't seen each other in a while." So I was like, "Do you know what your goddaddy does?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know you. You taking pictures of Cardi B, Rick Ross, stuff of that nature." And so that's all her mind went to. I was like, well, do you think that's it? And she's like, well, what else is there? And I told her. And so she was like, And then she went to go eat. So I'm like, how I just dropped this major bombshell on you, and that's their only response I'm going to get? So I was like, is that it? And so she looks up and she's like, well, what else am I supposed to say? She's like, you're like my second dad. She's like, nothing that you do will ever determine steer me away from loving you. I love you with all my heart.
Unconditional love.
Straight up. And then she said that, and then she went back to eating. And that it was at that moment that I realized, if you truly love me for me, nothing I'ma do, whether it's a garbage man or shooting porn, is going to deter you from loving me the way that I need to be loved.
That is dope. You've been dropping some gems tonight.
Yeah.
But I mean, he made a good point. Like, what could she really, what she couldn't, like, oh, well, you better stop doing that. You should be enough. I mean, there's really, all she could really say is okay and okay.
Right. But when she's in the city, like she was celebrating her birthday, and I was like, baby girl, where you at? She's like, I'm in Houston. I was like, all right, if you need anything, I got peoples out there. So anywhere she touched down, she know goddaddy still got her, although I'm not physically there. Like, I got people that I could send out at any moment to, help facilitate stuff for her. So
I need a new goddad. I'm trying to go to New York in October for my birthday.
You have some questions? And Kevin, if you have any questions, chime in. Shaka, you got questions?
I'm not sure my questions are the most mature questions.
Hey,
I had the same thing.
Right.
Ask him.
Okay, now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't mind. You can ask. Is it okay if they ask you questions, Hectic?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, come on.
Okay, now first.
You want to go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, what she was saying, the girl wasn't quite,
How right now, how do the men feel when they see on the script, like, okay, I got to eat her pussy, knowing damn well that she been run through by like 100 different dicks before them that day?
Oh, so
yeah.
So that is a great question.
Try not to drop the P word.
Yeah.
Sorry. Juice tunnel.
Say pocketbook.
Love tunnel.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's maturity, right? Think about it. Everyone wants to think that doing adult work is the most vile thing you could possibly do. STD stuff always comes up in the questions, blah, blah, blah. Realistically, we test more often than people that don't do porn. We test, depending on how many shoots I have in a month, I could do a test twice a month. You know what I mean? And at one point, I was testing so frequently, the lady at the clinic was like, yo, you must be shooting your ass off. Because I was in there like every week.
Hold on. You perform too?
Wait a minute.
You perform?
We on the same wave with Shaka. We was on the same. We on the same thing.
He performs too. It's on her.
New set of questions. New set of questions. New set of questions.
Wait, let me answer this.
No, I don't even care anymore. I got a new set of questions. New set of questions.
I think I got some questions.
I got a new question. New question.
Okay.
If you're allowed to answer this question, you perform. You said
allowed is a grown man.
Okay, now which female gives the firest top?
So I recently had my homegirl Marley the Booty. Me and her known each other for 5 years. For some reason, our schedule we'd be in the same area, but our schedule would never like mesh, right? It's something that happened. So this time she was like, listen, Heck, I'm coming down to Florida. I don't give a fuck. I'm not leaving till me and you shoot straight up and down. So I was like, bet. So we, this was like a month ago. We did a BDSM shoot. So I was spanking her, whipping her, all this, pouring wax on her, the whole nine. And then we went to a POV blowjob scene. And when I tell you, my whole ass and crack was soaking, that throat was gobbling. You know what I mean? And she swallowed, and I painted her face. So there's like, so I do have a couple that's like in my top 5 that I'm like, and the crazy thing is some of my other homeboys is already filmed with her, and some of them couldn't last. Like some of them popped early. And so I got up like the champ. I'm like, yes, you didn't make me come in a minute. Like, because that was the joke. Like, she would make people pop quick. You know what I mean?
Wow.
She even made a post afterwards. She was like, yo, she's like, I'm not even going to lie. Heck got some tasteful nut. You know what I mean? Like, I can show you screenshot the whole night.
Use alternative words. Alternative words. Alternative words.
Oh, my bad. So
alternative words.
So she was one of and the reason that one beams because that was like something really recent. You know what I mean? So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go, y'all. Y'all check out Hectic Desire. Is it hecticdesire.com?
Yep.
Check his website out, and if you want to explore it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Or the tip button. I think that's what it was. Cause I was on it. I was looking.
When you say you was looking, I'm thinking you directed something.
You like you
directed something.
Huh?
Not what I was thinking.
Tell your husband.
Oh, you know that I watch that all the dang on time. I'm on you know what, Hectic? I'm on some restrictions.
Yeah,
I'm on a lot of restrictions right now.
Yeah.
So, I'm on some restrictions. That's all.
So what's your question, Jazz?
I don't know, I forgot now.
Yeah. Y'all know I be acting up. And
circle back.
That's why I'm giving him the best Father's Day, because that's a real man who deal with me.
Actually, I lied. I remember now.
Yes.
That's a real man.
Yes,
you
yes,
said
it
that
is.
You were in the military and you started doing the photography and then into
I got out. I got out way before I started doing. So the crazy thing is I stumbled into photography. So once I moved back to Florida, I used to do club promotions, and I have a photographer come and do the photos and whatnot. So every time he was on his game, I had no complaints. So one time I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna get a couple girls. I'm gonna rent out a location. We're gonna do this massive shoot, and stuff like that. The girls gonna be happy because they're gonna get pictures. Blah blah blah. So we did that. A week turned into two into 3, whatever. Girls started asking me where the pictures at. Blah blah blah. So finally, after a month, he sends me back the pictures, but none of the stuff is edited. So now I have to rush and edit and send the girls trash. They were horrible, right? So at that moment, I'm a Virgo. So I'm a type of person. If I could do it, I'm gonna do it myself. So I don't have to rely on anyone else to do it.
Right.
So at that moment, I said I would never need another photographer ever again in life. And so around my birthday, my homeboy, he heard my, me talking and stuff, but heard that I wanted to get into it. So around my birthday, he bought me a little cheap camera. Fast forward, I didn't do anything with the camera, right? Because what am I going to do with it? I don't have nothing to shoot. So fast forward, someone hits me up and is like, hey, I have a model in your area. Do you mind, doing a shoot? She designs her own clothes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. So talk to the young lady. We set up a date, set up a shoot. I already have a location in mind. On the way to the shoot, I'm on Google, legit Googling settings for the camera. Because that's as much as I have not touched this camera at all, right?
Wow.
Have you seen them type of cameras? Them things, like, you look at it, and if you really don't know nothing about it, it's like you reading Howard looking. So
yeah, 100%. 100%. So get there, do the shoot, afterwards edit the pictures on my phone because that's all I had. Sent them to her. She was like, oh my God, these pictures are fire. My family love them. I love them. Boom. And then me and her end up doing 2 or 3 other shoots afterwards, right? Which actually sparked my curiosity into really, really getting into it. And then, as time goes on, I just got more and more into it.
Wow. Amazing. So, Kevin Cuddy. So I want to know what's going on with you now.
Hold on.
Boy.
Your head
Boy. I'm not asking no more questions.
Yeah, Chaka.
Go ahead. One more question.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Go one more question, Chaka.
Never mind. Go ahead.
No, ask.
Go ahead, ask.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, you didn't distracted us. Go ahead and ask.
Yeah, we want to know now.
Oh, I'm just curious to know, like, not when you filming, but when you directing, your sets be closed?
Yes.
Are they supposed to be anyway? Like,
you looking for a job, Chaka?
I just want to spectate.
No, he wanted to be a creeper. He wanted to be a creeper. That's what he wanted to do.
Especially the new
parties
wave
for that.
now.
They
The
have
new
swinger
wave
parties for
now
that.
is I don't want to say used, but there's a lot of couples that's coming into the industry, and the girl is the focal point, but the girl would be the lure so the guy could get into the scene, kind of deal, if y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have to shut them down because the girls would be like, well, for my safety, and they like to use trigger words, so it's almost impossible for you to say no, but I still say no. Like, I don't mind a girl bringing someone to escort them to the set and escort them from the set, but I'm not going to have some dude leering in the corner,
Weird.
doing whatever he's going to be doing while I'm filming.
Yeah, because that's weird. And plus, you never know.
That's what they got swinger parties for.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of move that a lot of them are on right now. Like, oh, if my husband or my boyfriend can't come, I don't want to be there. And it's like, cool.
Well, this ain't gonna be there.
This is the industry for you, because what the hell you gonna get there? Somebody gonna rape you, bitch? You aren't. Oh, excuse my language. You ain't about to do this. You know what I'm saying? What? That don't make no sense.
I do have a question though.
I mean, but that has happened though. Like,
I just want to know. I just want to know if you're hiring, if you need like a personal assistant or something.
Dubai. Nobody don't want
Wait,
nobody wants your services. Nobody wants your services.
Tonight.
When you're directing, not when you're performing. When you're directing.
Nobody needs your services, Shaka.
Is all this in the contract? Do y'all have like a contract that breaks down everything? Like, people can't
if you see my contract's like 9 pages long.
Okay.
And it has, even in the stipulations, like case in point, when I shoot with amateur girls and they decide years down the road that they don't want their image used, you're going to have to pay me. And pay me significantly for me to remove any of the content. So yeah, it's all in the contract.
That's smart though, because that's what Kim K and them did. That's smart. Protect yourself. Because you ain't about to be like, yeah, I'm down now. And then later on, you're like, I was so stupid. Nah, sis.
Right.
It is what it is.
100%. You're not just paying me for the scene. You're paying me for whatever I paid you, whatever I paid for the location, whatever I paid extra,
You paying it all and then some.
Content. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a quick question. Then I want to go to Kevin. So if someone was looking to get into this scene, more so males, how would a male go about trying to become, or is it more of a female needed thing?
So great males are needed. Great males, and I say that by not even if you have the biggest wood or you could, you know what I mean, but your personality. Because there's a lot of. Can I cuss?
You can cuss.
Oh, there's
Just
a lot of shitty.
Inward.
Yeah, there's a lot of shitty people out here, right? Male and female.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would tell you this. Case in point, even from a female perspective, if I have a female performer, maybe not the best looker, maybe not the best body, maybe not the best, but her personality, what she brings on set, her charisma, all that, I will book her all day, every day. Versus a certifiable 10 that I know is a headache, I'm not booking her. Yeah, I already know I'm gonna get problems from her. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So same thing from a male. From a male, be a gentleman. Because I learned this from my mentors. You know, I do have mentors in this industry as well. And he always told me, always treat the women with the utmost respect. You know what I mean? You try as much as you possibly can, because sometimes they test your patience. You know what I mean? But always try to treat them with the most utmost respect. And for a dude trying to get in the industry, I have emails and all this other stuff of dudes trying to get in. I would say, I would give this free advice. Start off by doing solo stuff, of you solo, and then see how that interacts with your fans. And if you're a good look, trust me, these girls are going to be on you like flies on shit.
That's a funny analogy. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hectic for the one time. All right.
Good to know.
Good to right. You know what? Because when I invited you on, I wasn't going that direction, but two of the people that I was interviewing kind of, you know, they bowed out because of Father's Day. So it was like, well, you know what? We're talking about, you know, self-love. You have to love yourself enough to be able to do something like this on camera. So I thought that, you know, I don't know. God has a funny way of working, because you know what? You worked out perfectly. I love that.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'd love to have you back. Kevin, my favorite cousin. One of my favorite male cousins.
Favorite cousin.
I wonder why.
Huh? You say you learned a lot?
Why is that?
Why am I writing down names? I think her name was Marley the Booty. I'm like, let me go Google her name.
Oh,
I know who that is.
Bro.
Oh,
just don't tell my grandma. Don't tell my grandma.
I'm not gonna tell your grandma. Don't tell my mama.
Yeah.
Don't tell none of Don't tell none of the aunties.
Funny thing is, even after that, I told Marley I'm gonna get a shirt made saying I survived Marley's mouth.
Wow, that is a championship shirt right there.
Yeah,
that's the whole series. That's the whole series right there. That's the series. Right. That's a whole series.
Shaka look mind blown over there. You okay?
He is. He's like, oh man, I need to figure out my life.
That's a whole series.
I need a job.
You said you need a job.
I need a job. Hire me, Jack. Like I give good direction, but like, yo, fam, lift a leg like this.
Don't do it.
Lift a leg like this, homie.
Don't need to hire him.
Please, I get all behind the scenes content, and it'll be fun.
He's wild. So, Kevin, cousin, how have you been? Let the world know who you are and what you got going on. Tell me what's new with you, fam.
Okay, Kevin. Richmond, Virginia, by way of Youngstown, Ohio. I don't know why. Then Columbus, Ohio. Then I moved here. Been here 14 years. I didn't give that. You know I've been here 14 years. Restaurant manager. Colonial Heights, Virginia. About 30 minutes from Richmond.
All right.
30 minutes from Richmond. Pretty much restaurant manager. Been doing that forever, 20 years. Pretty much that's it. Now I'm taking my real estate test, become a real estate agent. So that's what I'm doing now.
You're gonna be out here selling.
I'm actually studying while I'm talking to y'all.
Okay, overachiever. All right.
Hey, I like money, you know that.
Period. So when
You
Hank
can have
is looking
high tech.
for a new location to shoot, then he's gonna be able to hit you up.
You can have high tech.
Hey, you know, an Airbnb sound great to me.
Yeah,
they're not for us.
Is it because of the cleanup?
No, they're
literally
people there.
Or the liability.
I just had a homegirl. They literally just canceled her booking because they were like, yeah, and it says in there, your online ads and adult content. So she's banned. Yeah, Airbnb don't like us.
I don't know why not. To me, revenue's revenue. I mean, who the hell gonna know that was a house 4 doors down inside, which I was doing? That's nobody's business.
Right. But you know what? It's all about control and people trying to force their opinions on others. That's all that is about. Yeah. It is. So let's move on to this last chapter of the podcast, guys. And I really want y'all help on here to help some of these parents who are trying to survive our adult damn children. So next subtopic: when is it time for kids to leave the nest? And I know most people say you don't kick them babies out when they turn 18. I agree with that. But what if you have a child who lives with you, children who live with you, they're above the age of 18, and they're just partying all the time and blowing their money and not even trying to save it to move out? How do you handle children like that? And do you still encourage them to move out, or do you just deal with it?
I got this.
Go ahead, Hector.
You start charging them rent.
Yep.
Because that's the same. Yep. Now, you might not slap their heads with how much rent is actually out there, but you can show them a comparison like, hey, let's go on Zillow. Let's look at some apartments. See, this is what they're paying, and this is what you're going to pay me. Now, if you don't pay me this, you can pay this high inflation-rated apartment over here and be responsible for renter's insurance, all the water and sewage and all this extra stuff that comes with it.
Yard maintenance, utilities,
HOAs, whatever they come in with that. Or you could pay this bill over here and save your money. And even whether they pay the bill, like we were just talking about this to me and a couple of homeboys. Just because they're paying that as rent doesn't necessarily mean that you're using it as rent. Now, you could, as the parent, could be using that and putting it in a secret account as a nest egg. So now when they actually do want to move out, here, baby, here's son, here, daughter, here's the money. Well, mom, pops, how you got all this money? You know how you've been paying me rent all this time? Well, all we've been doing is putting this in the savings for you. So here you go. Because I'm going to tell you, us as a people, we are the last on the totem pole as far as generational wealth and financial literacy. You know what I mean? These white people know when their kids turn 16, let me add your little badass name to my credit card because I got to pay it anyways. So now when they become 18, 23, their credit score is immaculate and they could go ahead and do what they need to do. We tell our kids to get a credit card at 18 and don't pay them people.
Yep.
Basically. That's what my mama told me.
Yep.
That's true.
I got him in high school, took everybody for lunch.
That is true. So what do you do when you present this idea to the child and they just like, nah, I don't want to give you this much in rent. I want to give you this much in rent. And you don't want to put that child out in the street. What do you do? And what advice would you give parents? Anybody can take this topic right here.
I don't got no experience with this. I can't charge mine rent yet. I mean, I can, but that's probably illegal. So, Ivy, I need $500 on rent now.
So, Hector, since no one else have children, what would you do? How would you handle that?
You don't have you really don't have a choice. You see what I'm saying? Because I think that's the biggest part with the whole parent being friends debacle.
You got to know where to draw that line at.
You have to draw that line. And sometimes what they say, tough love, baby girl, I love you, But you're not gonna sit up here and party and come home at all types of nights and and have no responsibility and think the burden of taking care of you is still on me. No, that's not what we're doing here.
On that.
Go ahead.
Now, what if the child is out partying and doing stuff like that, but not saying, but say they're like going to school? Would that like change?
Going to school is only that's an exception. That's an exception. Going to get your education is an exception.
You gotta be doing something. You gotta be doing
100%.
something.
But you're still gonna have to pay rent, regardless.
It's still gonna have to be responsible. See, now if you were doing what you're supposed to be doing, see, for me, it's like this. As long as you're working and you're going to school, and even if you wasn't working, I'm okay with you not working. But as long as you're going to school to better yourself, I'm going to support you. But if you're taking your money and you're blowing your money on kicking it every paycheck, I have an issue with that, because you need to learn to be financially responsible, because you can't live here forever, because
I think one thing that'll teach you in school is how to be financially responsible anyway. It's like you get in the real world and you just kind of figure it out.
Yeah, but you know what? Some kids, like my kids, I've been teaching my kids about credit, finances since freaking junior high. And they think I'm still, like, we go out to dinner, they still be looking at me. Granted, it's my fault because I still pay. Like, we going out, I'm still picking up their tab, then they bringing their friends. Don't worry, my mom gonna pay for it. And then I had to get to the point where I was like, the fuck I'm paying for these kids and their friends for? My husband be looking at me like, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just so used to doing it. And so now when I say no, I feel like I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, because you have to set that. Like my daughter, we'd go out. I tell her how to tip. I tell her something as much as even me opening the door. I'd be like, baby girl, if a dude takes you on a date and he doesn't do what daddy's doing for you right this second,
right,
leave.
Cutting.
Leave.
Amen.
Because
Amen.
I'm supposed to protect you at all costs. So the dude that you need to be with needs to be able to do the same things that I'm doing for you right this second.
Right.
So
even if he's just attempting, he needs to be able to show you that he is trying. Even if he doesn't have daddy down pat, because it might take a little bit of time for him, because can't nobody get daddy down pat, period.
Right.
Not any parent down pat. Like, I'm gonna hate when Ivy start dating, because it's like having to go through Eric is already bad, but it's like having to go through me. Like, these little boys is gonna be, or little girls, whichever one she's actually want to do, is gonna be, like running off, because like he said, like if you're not opening doors, or like if we're walking on the sidewalk, you got to be on the inside, stuff like that. Like if you're not doing that, it's like But I know some guys don't know that though. Like the walking on the inside with the,
because it's not taught anymore. It's not taught anymore. It's not taught anymore, and B, women are not demanding it anymore.
So with me, that was walking somewhere, and I was on the outside, and he like literally pushed me on the inside, like, you need to be on the inside, and I'm just like, it's only the sidewalk. He's like, now it's not now.
Right.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
Because that's what I was taught as a kid. That's what I was taught as a kid, little kid. My mom taught me that when I was a kid.
Even walking with my little brother, my uncle made me walk on the outside, and I used to be like, "Damn, nigga, you want? Damn, dude, you want me to get hit first?" And then
don't say that, and you say.
I know it's a bad habit. It's my video.
Mine is too, because I want to call everybody a bitch all the time.
We use that word a lot, but no, it's just like, it took me a little bit of time to mature, but like, okay, because I'm the older sibling, I have to protect my younger brother. So once I kind of realized that, I didn't have a problem with it no more, because I don't know why it's time.
It was understood. Like, if it was never explained, I would have still been mad, But once it's laid out that way, it's like, oh, okay, this makes sense, But it's like if you had an older sibling and it was all three of y'all, it would have been the older sibling, you, then your younger sibling. So
right.
Even the bedroom, most dudes don't know. They need to sleep closest to the door.
Yep.
Right.
Really? Yep.
Right.
Yes. My grandma taught me that when she said, "You better sleep by that door," and the gun is right there.
It's like how our bedroom is set up. I'm like, I'm closer to the door.
Me too. I am.
I can keep my gun. So it's like
intruder break in, the way my husband sleep, he ain't gonna hear them anyways. I'm gonna be in the shot, steal, bag, and every, I'm gonna be in there, took the whole dude down. This dude's still gonna be asleep. The only time he probably gonna wake up is when the police then left. Like, oh, what happened?
I definitely sleep in front of the door when I'm with company, but that shit is so uncomfortable because chances are,
because it's not your side.
Chances are, it's not at your side. The spot that's not at the door is usually at the wall. That's where the security is. That's how you're not gonna fall out of bed. So not only am I risking falling out of bed, you got the cover, you got the whole bed. Because once I try to move, you move with me. Like it's and then I'm at the edge of the bed, just dangling like my feet at like a short person at the edge of the toilet. Like it's not cool, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I've caught myself a couple times right there on the edge, sleep right there.
Yep.
Because that's the only space I have.
That's the only space.
Wow. Now I like to sleep by the door though because I don't know why I'm like this, but I hear anything. Like I wake up, like I can hear a penny drop. I'm waking up, and I'm like, the first thing I'm doing is I'm reaching, and I be telling my kids, don't be tiptoeing around my house at 4:00 in the morning, for real. Because no. But guys, I want to take my time and thank all of you guys for joining me tonight. It has been, I don't know, guys, for some reason, I've been in my feelings about doing this podcast lately. As you guys know, I miss my co-host, B Vaz, because, normally we talk more politics than anything, but my other constituents ain't into politics like that, so.
You're damn right I'm not. I don't talk about politics or religion.
We can bring
I don't want to talk about none of that. I want to y'all gonna be talking. I'll be sitting there like, okay.
She be like, let me Google real quick. Y'all know me. I'm more the political type of talking girl and social issues.
I ain't gonna politic with you on politics. So,
and a little bit of history. I just missed that. But you know what? I appreciate you guys too, because you know what? Y'all show up and show the hell out. So I just want to tell you guys, I really appreciate y'all coming every week because we all got lives and y'all stay consistent with me. And I love that. And when y'all can't show up, y'all let me know. And people who don't understand what the life of podcasting is, like, it is difficult sometimes because you can book someone and they not show up. And then you're just like, what am I supposed to do? But when you have your people who ride with you and they always there, you can depend on them. Baby, that's the best feeling in the world because they don't have to. And that just lets you know how much they rock with you. So I appreciate you guys for that. Hectic, I really appreciate you coming on tonight. It's my first time having you on. I've been on other shows with you, but tonight is the first night that you came on mine. So let me tell you, you did not disappoint. You came, you showed out. I had a good time. And to my favorite cousin who family came on. I appreciate you so much for coming on. And
don't be putting him out there like that. That was just ignorant.
I'm the one who don't go nowhere. I'm the shy one. Hey, she'll tell you I'm the shy one in the family. I don't go nowhere. They gotta come get me.
I don't go nowhere. I be in the house. Like literally, when I'm at home, I be in the house. Even when I go to Ohio and visit, I be in the house.
It gotta be something big for him to even come to a family event. Like for real. I mean, that's how I am too, though. So
Yep.
But cousin, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations to you on your journey. You are going to do great things because you are you, and you've always been this show up and show out person. So I know you're going to do what you need to do, and I'm proud of you. To everyone who is walking in their journey, keep your head up, keep pushing. I'm proud of anyone who is seeking more than what you have right now, because the end goal is to actually just reach the destination. It doesn't matter how long it takes for you to get there. It does not matter the path that you journeyed to get there. All that matters is you put your best foot forward. You continue the path, and even when you fail, you get back up. And this will be something I will always say: getting back up and trying again. Even if you switch it up a little bit, that is going to be the number one key to you making it to the end of your journey. Be blessed, be well. I appreciate all of you guys, and y'all can do it. We can do it. We got this. Black excellence.